Our ability to deal with change really is, as I see it, the key to us moving forward in a good way. The way I think that we combat that is by empowering communities, empowering people, empowering organizations, empowering families.
What's happening at the moment to me is I'm using every day, every scrap of experience, both the movie industry experience, the political experience, the organizational experience, the experiences I got at UNICEF, which were very rich, sometimes disturbing, but very rich. All those experiences are coming together. And what I'm beginning to do, still really only beginning to, is cross-fertilize them, draw out the lessons, the commonalities and the things that I can see that where the crossovers are, draw all those out, and to try to turn myself into an articulate advocate of change, but at the same time, I'd like to think, a kind of reasonably nurturing figure about don't be frightened of change. We actually can use this change to create better lives, not worse lives.
Networking, knowing people, working with them on a basis of trust. So I have found myself through my experiences that working with people, the human factor is the most important factor.
I like to think that it is the business of getting people together over a period of time when they can really concentrate on an issue and debate and discuss it. I think if anything is going to make a difference, that is going to help, simply because we live in this mad 24/7 world where the time to reflect and think deeply is a very rare commodity.
The things that really stand out to me are our use of natural resources. Society demands energy and materials, and it's really going to be how we use our natural resources that will really drive our success in the future. To harness the world's natural resources and manage them, education is extremely important. So as people learn differently and really think differently, I believe that we can develop ways to harness the natural resources that will be in a way that'll be sustainable, but also be a way that will create a very enjoyable future for society.
I think the best solution really is tidal energy. That's much nicer than these windmills all over the countryside. Tidal energy, 24 hours a day, clicking away, making some energy. And well, there is a move to local agriculture again. There's this subject called permaculture, that you can grow more in your own garden. Instead of mowing the lawn, you should be growing lettuces. I mean, that's the sort of change that should take.
We do not have the economic stability that we had because technology has replaced labor. And that is the massive question that we have to address really globally. How are we going to have a sustainable future given those conditions of rapid change?
The biggest concern, I think, is workforce. You know, it's just shrinking across the nation, across the world. And we're a small state compared to most and rural areas. So I think we have to be extremely creative in how to attract and retain a workforce. I don't think there's really too good of examples out there in terms of really innovative best practices in economic development. The more you look, the more you see that it's the same old thing, and really people aren't, stepping beyond that comfort zone. So I really think the scenario planning and planning for our future is probably the most inspiring thing I've done.
The critical stuff that needs to be done now is to make it less complicated. Education is not rocket science, and there are an awful lot of very impassioned individuals who talk quite rightly about, again, about pedagogy and process, but I worry sometimes that there are too many of them, and that sometimes we risk alienating young people and parents who in theory are presumably the primary customers of education from the process of education because of the way in which we talk about it, and risk over professionalising something which actually is something that we should all be doing every day of our lives.
I think as individuals, if you have the opportunity and if you've got the voice and if you have the confidence and if you, whatever, we do have an obligation try and be as amazing as we can. We'll all fall short, that's for sure. You will not be as amazing as you'd like to be. But if you can be a little bit amazing, you'd be surprised how many people you can take with you.